One Piece characters ranked from least to most likely to die in a horror movie. The pirates of One Piece may be thriving in the world of shonen anime, but how would they fare in the realms of a classic horror film? Part of the fun of being a fan of horror movies is that there are notable tropes in the genre that make them a delight to watch. In addition to getting a kick out of the jump scares that might come out of them, there are also some things in the movie that a fan knows will happen without a doubt. For example, there will be certain character types that for sure will survive the film and others that are absolutely going to die by the end. Thinking about characters from certain anime, like One Piece, and considering how they'd fare in a classic horror movie situation is definitely an interesting thing to wonder about when it comes to the genre. 10. Nami. There aren't always a lot of women in horror movies. In films in which a group of people are trying to escape a dangerous situation, usually there are one or two women who are a part of the group. Often as love interests for the main male characters. The main female character usually survives, and since Nami is the main female character in One Piece, and the one fans have been around the longest, she would definitely be the survivor of the Straw Hat Pirates. 9. Zoro. As a well-trained swordsman, there aren't a lot of situations Zoro couldn't make his way out of. He's covered in scars from past battles that haven't necessarily gone his way. But he survived all of them, even if he's come out of one missing an eye. This makes him a great choice as a horror movie protagonist, someone strong and able to take the fight to whatever slasher is trying to kill him. And will help him make it out the other side alive. 8. Tony Chopper. Tony Chopper is an adorable animal creature for most of One Piece, though he has the ability to become a big hulking monster if needed. Both of these things would serve him when trying to survive a horror movie situation. Most films will avoid the killing of animals, at least on screen, since that's often too intense for viewers. And if he needed, he could become large, strong, and powerful in order to fight back. 7. Sanji. Sanji is slightly more likely than others in the Straw Hat Pirates to die in a horror movie, but he's still got a chance to make it out alive. Sanji's chivalry would be what would do him in. If he were to actually die in the film, he would take on a killer or a demon in order to make sure that the others in the party are able to escape, leaving him to potentially lose a fight but saving the day for others in the process. 6. Nico Robin. Nico Robin is a bit of a suspicious character in One Piece, and there is a time early on in the series and she does betray the Straw Hat Pirates, even if there were extenuating circumstances around that betrayal. Still, that makes her seem like she's more likely to leave the group and try to go off on her own with an every man for himself attitude. It's very pirate-like, but definitely also a good way to get herself killed in a horror movie. 5. Monkey D. Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy is the protagonist of One Piece, which would generally make him safe from harm in a horror movie since the protagonist is often the only person to make it out alive at the end of the movie. But Luffy has his rubber body powers from eating the devil fruit, and that makes him an ideal target for a movie like Saw, where his weird body would be a great opportunity to give him a really gruesome death sequence. 4. Shanks. Shanks, as an older patriarchal character in the series and a sort of father figure for Luffy, would absolutely be a person to die in a horror movie. This isn't because he's less capable than other characters in a fight. But his status as an elder would likely mean he would die to save the others or would at least put himself in harm's way to give the others in the group a chance to escape themselves. 3. Boa Hancock. In less progressive ideas in horror movies, there's always a woman who ends up dying because she's just a bit too attractive. It's usually because she's in some kind of compromising position with a man or because she has just been a little too flirtatious. While this isn't an ideal trope to have in a horror movie, it's definitely one that is still used a lot, and Boa Hancock, as a woman whose powers revolve around people finding her attractive, might fall to this concept. 2. Usopp. Usopp is a character well known in One Piece for being a coward. He tries to avoid any situations in which he could get hurt or killed. While this seems like a good way to survive in a horror movie, generally speaking, being afraid tends to mean getting killed that much faster, either by not sticking with the group or by making a stupid decision out of fear. Usopp would likely die early on in a horror situation. 1. Monkey D. Garp. Monkey D. Garp is a kind of authoritative law enforcement figure in the series, which automatically marks him for death in a horror film, no matter how strong or powerful he is. One of the tropes of these films is that not even law enforcement can help the characters, and this is often shown by actually seeing a police officer die on screen very early in the film. Usually after they've been called to investigate some weird occurrences.